can imagine not fair if you're in a business and things are running well and you have your business partner who's just siphoning off funds. That's next level anger. But I imagine it makes a real difference when you're in a relationship, either to keep it afloat or improve it, or someone's ended a relationship, for people to take accountability for what portion of the relationship they can be responsible for. Because
Or maybe you
otherwise, I've
just
seen
got
people
totally
stuck for
screwed.
years and years. Yeah, right. Yeah,
But either way, what are you going to do about it? I mean, you want to be bitter your whole life? I mean,
yeah.
I was married for 10 years to my first wife, and we had a 2-year-old kid. And one day at work, I was sitting there, and someone shows up and gives me divorce papers. And I come home at the end of the day, and the house is empty. And she split and took my daughter and went to go live with somebody else. And I was like, what the heck? This is so unfair. Now, I initially
Well, I
thought,
laugh because like what the heck is such a soft response to that? What the heck?
that is a soft response. I'm sure I had other words.
Oh,
But
for sure.
at the time I had recently committed my heart back to Christ as I was seeking God and trying to understand that. And it was in May of 94 that I really submitted my will to Christ to really understand what it would be like to walk with God. And then in August of that year is when she split. And I was in the kitchen looking around at my empty house and going, Lord, this is the thanks I get for surrendering my life to you. And the Spirit of God just spoke to my heart and said, no, I was preparing you for today so that I would be walking with him and be close to him so I could survive it all. But I had to look at that moment and go, this is so unfair. And I had met a dude in college. I used to smoke weed with him at college, and he told me about how he used to grow mushrooms in Maui on cow pies and sell them to the tourists, and it paid his rent. And I remember thinking, I'll just go to Maui and I'll grow mushrooms on, I don't know how you do that, grow mushrooms on cow pies, and I'll sell them to people and I'll make the pay my rent. And I remembered, wait, I have a 2-year-old daughter and she does not deserve to be screwed in this journey. And I don't know what the heck's going on, but I gotta be here for her. And that was the hardest days of my life. That was a year of horrible, horrible divorce. I went through a bankruptcy. It was just a miserable time. But I had a daughter I had to take care of, and I had to own it and fight for it because she needed me. And we have to look at the challenges we face and realize maybe it's not fair, but we still have a life to live. And if I want to be bitter and defeated, there's a spot for that. But I got a life to live, and people are counting on me, especially that 2-year-old girl. And I need to up my game and go figure out how to handle this. That's just life. That's how we conquer it. But we don't do it well alone. That's why I had to surround myself with people who would support me, where I could
Yeah.
be vulnerable, where they could encourage me. No one gave me a solution. No one took care of me. No one gave me the money I needed. It was my journey, but they cared for me and they prayed for me and it helped me. And I walked through it. And by God's grace, I came out as a better person. And then, gosh, 30 years later now, I have this beautiful wife I've been married to for 25 years. And we have a son of our own. And my daughter's 32 now, 33, lives in Austin, and she's married. And life goes on. As crappy as the world might seem right now today, it's a moment in time. And I bet a couple of years from now, you won't even remember today. Don't put too much pressure on the impact of one moment and you give too small a value to the journey you're on and too much for the moment you're in.